Okay, everybody can sit down. Okay, on behalf of the bride and groom, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today and sharing in this moment. Now, I did have a speech planned, but I understand it was a last-minute thing that they wrote their own vows to each other, apparently. So, if you guys want to take it.
Yep.
So, for those of you who don't know who I am, it's probably just a couple maybe. My name is Ben Sample, and I'm the brother of the groom. I'll be serving as your officially ordained minister through the Universal Life Church, as well as the best man. So with that being said, this will also double as my best man speech. So I'd like to take a few minutes to say some stuff about the bride and the groom before we get into the vows. So many of you may not actually know that I knew Laura way before Luke did. We had a class together in college. It was speech class, ironically enough, so I might be getting a bad grade because I keep looking down at my speech. But I vividly remember the first time that I saw Laura. I was a senior in a class with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, so I was immediately annoyed. I sat in the first row of the class against the wall in the corner to avoid any contact with anybody in the class. Just try to stay away from everybody. I just wanted to get in and get out. I sat there and watched all the people pile in, and then there was this group of girls who came through, all with Delta shirts on, pink if I remember correctly, one with the choker necklace. And all with blonde hair, all giggling, and all immediately getting on my nerves. I thought to myself, oh great, this is going to be a long semester. Little did I know that one day that blonde-haired, choker necklace-wearing sorority sister would end up fitting perfectly into this family and being a perfect match for my brother. Sorry. I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but I did. But now I can honestly tell people you shouldn't judge a book by its cover because there's no one that I would rather call sister than you are. Hang on. Terrible. Well, nobody's filming this, are they? So now with Luke, I'll start my stand-up career after this. Now with Luke, I could tell you a million funny stories about him and I when we were little, and even when we were older, taping cups to the top of the cars and driving around town, all kinds of crazy stuff. But when we were little, he would always have some big project going on, and I would always tag along as his assistant. It usually involved Luke planning and plotting every detail before we attempted to do whatever stunt or whatever game or whatever we were going to do. And if you haven't noticed, Luke is a bit of a perfectionist in the sense that if you can't do it better than anybody has ever done it, then why do it? So we'd come up with these cool little things to do, but before we started, we'd always have to build something or paint something or practice something. We'd always say it would take forever. So it would be hours later, I'd be totally disinterested, and the fun would be all worn off. So as we got older, the trend continued. Luke began to get into art, and he's probably one of the best artists I've ever seen, but the guy never finished drawings or paintings that he started. Sure, there's a few framed on the walls that you'll see, but what you don't see is the piles and piles of unfinished drawings in his closet. So, because again, if he thought it wasn't going to be the best, then he got disinterested and moved on. So Luke, even though this day has been years in the making, right, Laura? I'd just like to say I'm proud to see that you're finishing your greatest project that you've ever worked on. And I'm glad I could help be here to put down the final brush strokes. So have you guys get together? This new journey will be both richly rewarding and extremely difficult, but most importantly, will be a journey you take together. Marriage is much more than signatures on a legal contract. You are promising that you will love each other for the rest of your lives, and that you will do everything in your power to honor these promises you are making here today. Let's face each other. Luke, do you take Laura to be your husband? Sorry. Let's start over. Strike one. I get one of those. Strike that, reverse it. Laura, do you take Luke to be your husband, promising to love him, comfort him, honor and respect him, and take care of him for the rest of your life? Ring on his finger.
I got it right.
Luke, do you take Laura to be your wife, promising to love her, comfort her, honor her, respect her, and take care of her for the rest of your life?
I do.
Just the ring on her finger. Now, by the power vested in me by the UniversalLifeChurch.com in the state of Missouri, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Introducing, hang on, we gotta wait for the music. Mr. and Mrs. Hang on. Introducing Mr. and Mrs. Luke Sample. Stand